began with silence, the kind of silence you only notice when something is about to go terribly wrong. Cookeville, Tennessee, a small quiet college town, just another small city cradled in the upper Cumberland, nestled in the hills, east of Nashville. On March 2nd, 2020, the people of Cookeville went to bed expecting nothing more than a little rain, maybe some wind, maybe a restless night for the light sleepers. They didn't know that in just a few hours, the sky would fall. Welcome back to the Midnight Files, when nature strikes. I'm your host, Bryan. This is the show where we cover the big storms. From the widest tornado in El Reno to the deadly storm in Joplin, Missouri, we're here to cover them all. And tonight, we take you into the heart of one of the deadliest tornadoes in recent American history. The Cookville F4 tornado struck under the cover of darkness. By the time it was over, 19 people were dead. Homes were erased. Families were separated forever. And a town was left reeling in a silence far deeper than the one that came before the storm. This is a story of terror, of tragedy, and resilience. March 2nd was unseasonably warm in Tennessee. The high in Cookville reached the mid-60s. Humid, thick air clung to the region like a wet blanket. To the west, a strong line of thunderstorms was brewing, gathering speed as it barreled across the Mississippi River Valley. Meteorologists watched with growing concern. The Storm Prediction Center issued a moderate risk. Severe storms were likely, but tornadoes, strong ones, at night? Yes, the ingredients were all there. Wind shear, atmospheric instability, moisture, and lift. But warnings can only do so much, especially when most people are sleeping. 12:30 a.m., Nashville is struck. An F3 tornado rips through the city, damaging dozens of businesses and killing several people. It's chaos. But for those 70 miles away in Cookville, life continues. Parents tuck their kids in. College students study for their midterms. Dogs curl up at the foot of their beds. No one knows that in less than 90 minutes later, their lives would be turned inside out. A rapidly spinning supercell approaches western Putnam County. Meteorologists watch their screens. One message is issued to emergency services. Confirmed large and extremely dangerous tornado approaching Cookville. But there's no time. At 1:48 a.m., a tornado touches down near the Echo Valley area. It grows fast, strong, violent, and unforgiving. With winds reaching up to 175 miles per hour, it begins carving a path straight through Cookville's west side. Within seconds, homes are destroyed. Let me say that again. Destroyed. Damaged. Gone. Foundations forever gone. Walls scattered across fields. Entire lives ripped apart in just seconds. On Hensley Drive, a neighborhood of quiet homes, multiple families were asleep. One moment dreams. The next, disaster. One man named Chris describes it this way. It sounded like a train. Not just one, a dozen. And then the walls just exploded. In total, 19 people died in Cookville. The youngest victim was 2 years old. The oldest was 67. Among them, the Kimberlin family. Josh, Aaron, and their young son Sawyer. Their home was flattened. All three were found outside, lifeless. Another family, the Pages, had lived on Plunk Whitson Road for 20 years. They never had a safe room. That night they clung to each other in a bathtub. 2 survived, 2 didn't. Stories like these are countless. Every name, every age, a chapter in the tragedy. And yet, amid the loss, some miraculously survived. One woman, Marie, was found trapped beneath her collapsed roof. She had used her body to shield her infant daughter. She lived, and so did her baby. When the tornado passed, it left behind a landscape that looked like war. No power, no cell service, just darkness and silence. And then, the scream and the cries for help. People began digging through the rubble with their bare hands. First responders raced in, headlights cutting through debris. Survivors with broken arms, shattered ribs, concussions, dragging others out from the ruins. 9/11 dispatchers fielded hundreds of calls in just minutes. Hospitals were overwhelmed with patients. Doctors performed emergency surgeries by flashlight. It wasn't just a disaster site, it was a battlefield. In the days that followed, something extraordinary happened. The community didn't just mourn, it mobilized. Churches opened their doors to help others. High school students passed out food. Volunteers from nearby counties and other states came in droves to help and assist others. A man from Kentucky brought his backhoe in to help clear the roads. A woman from Memphis baked 200 casseroles and drove 6 hours just to hand them out to people. Donations poured in, so did compassion. By week's end, Hope Park was planned, a memorial garden planted on Hensley Drive, with one tree for each of the 19 lost souls. A place for memory, for reflection, and for healing. 5 years later, Cookville is still healing. Homes have been rebuilt, businesses reopened, but the scars remained. Many now sleep with radios on their nightstands. Safe rooms have been installed. Tornado drills are part of daily life in schools. But so is gratitude for the lives saved, for the community that refused to fall apart. One survivor put it best. We didn't just rebuild, we grew stronger roots. Some disasters make the news, others make history, but the ones we never forget are the ones who change who we are. The Cookeville tornado of 2020 was a monster of wind and fury. But what followed? Kindness, resilience, and unity. That's what truly defines this story. Thank you for listening to The Midnight Files, When Nature Strikes. I'm Bryan. Stay safe, stay alert, and never underestimate the power of storms. Take care. Good night.